Well, hello, my beautifuls. I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure my volume's coming in. I forgot I moved my microphone, so hopefully it sounds all right. Hopefully we're not losing anybody. It's nice to see everybody. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. This is our call-in show, and I forgot to add... I don't want this up. Give me a second. Forgot to add oh, good gracious, the image. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. I would. So let me put a call in. We gotta have the number. I've got it like a little thing that comes up, and I've already got that in use. So we'll show. There we go. That's already in use too? Good gracious. I guess we'll just have to do it this way. So there, I got the call-in show above my head on the horizontal screen. If you guys are on the vertical stream, there's nothing I can do. I can't get the number to populate over there without me taking a whole lot of time. And I was running late this afternoon anyways. Anyways, guys, we're covering the case of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He was 15 when he disappeared. He recently turned 17 December 7th of 2025, and now we're in 2026. Next month, we're going to be in Tennessee, and we are going to have a week-long event for Sebastian to reinvigorate his case and to make sure the community knows that we have not forgotten about the child that appears to have been forgotten in their community. And I don't want to be mean to the people because I love the people. I'm just trying to make them see what the rest of us sees. You know, we need people to stand up and speak up. You know, that's what we need right now. We need people to come together and stand up and speak up for Sebastian because something is going on here. And we would like to know what the heck happened. Sorry, I'm trying to get my paperwork in. So we've been dealing with a lot of stuff. What we've been dealing with is we've been populating. I didn't get any more interviews, so we're kind of restrained to the 6 interviews that I've put into the system. So the 6 interviews that we've put into the system are the Duchess 1 on 3-3. The green shirt interview of 3-4, the hands interview of 3-7, the Duchess second interview of 3-17, Chronicles of Olivia's interview of 3-18, and a very, very voluminous Smiley Stories World, which consumed 3 full hours of almost this Q&A with both Chris and Katie. And so that was also plugged in, and that probably has about the most information I think we are going to get this early on, you know, with before March. I know that there are some other interviews, but I don't think they were as thorough as Smiley's Stories World. So I'm plugging already into this the system some stuff, and we're going to go over just a few things that I asked the system for. And if you guys want me to elaborate on it, we can elaborate on it, and then we'll jump in and just start opening up the phones and fielding your questions. Now, if you don't want to call in, you're more than welcome. Right now, we've got 90 people in the horizontal. This is the one I'm monitoring. If you want to ask questions, now would be a great time to ask some questions, and we can try to plug them in. Well, give me just a few minutes to go over some of the stuff that I printed out, and then we'll start taking some questions. If it starts getting a lot larger here, you guys may have to go to the super chat for me to see the question, but that's only when we get a lot of people in here, and right now we've got 90 people. I don't see where that's necessary at this juncture, but it's nice to see all of you. River, I see Maria, Melanie, and a big shout out to Lisa B. Always. She got me a TENS unit for my shoulder. Oh, good gracious. I hope this helps. Faye, Book of E. Eric, it's nice to see you. B. Betty fan. Hello, the real me too. It's just nice to see you. So I'm not going to go back up and find you guys because we got a lot to go over here. And I want you guys to start thinking about some of the things that you want to ask the system. And again, it's based upon 6 interviews, and I just listed all those interviews. So there are several statements that, I asked the system, what in law enforcement techniques, what would you consider red flag or patterns of red flag? And it did produce some information, and I think maybe you guys may agree with these. So the first one is CPS, the discipline, and the prior CPS reports. The second one that they did is inconsistency and ambiguity around the CPS reports, active case, trying to debunk that it even happened. Then we have the night of the disappearance, checking the doors, the route out, the vetting and being cleared. That was one of the first things that we noticed. Anger control and media reward dynamic. It's saying that those are red flags. The multi-marriage history and custody issues, because, we also heard from Nina. I haven't plugged that interview in either. The search and vigil and the community optics. That's definitely a red flag. The Houdini framing and the absolute about the case. So I just thought, I really think that this is very clarifying for me personally. As we start investigating cases, we want to make sure that we're not picking up, because sometimes we can review, let's say, an interview several times to make sure we're getting all of the key factors. And we may listen to it so much, we may be hearing something that's not there, or missing something that is. You can do that. So I really think that this putting stuff into the program and it being able to produce information, I think really kind of levels that playing field, so you're not overly observing or looking at this the wrong way. Like some of the past tense that were being used were used appropriately, and everybody is focusing on them. So I think it was very clarifying to hear that. However, I think it was also interesting to learn that Katie was the one that first started using past tense first. It wasn't Chris. It was Katie. Katie's the one that omitted critical key factors in the story. It wasn't Chris. It was Katie. So, we have to look at that. And that's what these reports at least identified to me. Now, granted, they picked up on a lot of the differences, but even the way she said, love you dogs, love you puppies, or love you mommy, love you puppies, a lot of us were paying really close attention to that. And it was very insignificant. And so I just like the fact that it just takes all the noise out of this process. I wish we had this or knew about this or, whatever the case may be a year ago, or even when this happened. It would have been so much better. And we have to remember, we can utilize AI now. We can prepare reports. We can have it prepare reports. I mean, right now, it's basically giving me, there's going to be one where I've got a mapped forensic breakdown. It's really helping. So, the CPS and discipline reports, I might as well just read it. We got a few moments here. There are several statements and pattern across 6 interviews. Like I said, I plugged those 6 interviews in, and they would typically be treated as red flags, or at least a dig deeper point by investigators. But the transcripts are not time coded the way they need it to be, so the exact timestamps they couldn't determine for this. But the closest that can be done is they put the whereabouts in the video. Like I said, it was a voluminous file to even upload into this. I think it was something like 86 pages just for the transcript alone. It was over 3 hours. So it was quite large. But the stepdad describing the belt and the trash discipline and saying, try this and your kid won't ever have a problem again. It's picking that up as a red flag, because they go directly to prior concerns about safety in the home and how Sebastian reacted to discipline, because he was autistic. And these types of things are not good for, as a matter of fact, from my understanding, professionals would absolutely say, don't do these things if you have an autistic child. Because we have a lot of autistic parents in our chat. We have even autistic people themselves. River's autistic. She's talked to us about her autism and why she's drawn to this case with Sebastian. We have Mr. and Mrs. E that came to social media to help, clarify some things for us, because they are going through life with an autistic child. We have a lot of people like SPED teacher. She obviously helps special needs children. And it's just, we had a lot of great people and have a lot of great people that come in here and lend us their, oh, thank you, Veronica. I appreciate that. Bless you, my love. Bless you. That come in here and really try to share their experience with us so we have a good understanding about, certain things, because a lot of people don't understand. When we first started this, I was probably one of the most ignorant people imaginable to autism. And I'm sure there were several people in my chat that were very grateful that I was as ignorant as they were with autism, because, none of us really knew a whole lot about it. We knew that children acted different. We read in the paper. We covered a lot of little papers of autistic children, and we're like, where's the pond? Because we always knew that the child was going to most likely be in the nearest pond. That was about as much as most of us knew about autism. We didn't know the variations. We didn't know, what the spectrum truly meant, that there's, people and children that are, nonverbal, all the way up to very high functioning autism, much like Sebastian. He was doing the work with his school and grade of student. He was just in a class that allowed him a little extra time to get things done. That's how it was explained to us. So it didn't sound like, when we first learned about Sebastian and Chris and Katie talking about his intellect and how, much younger he was, they were making him sound to be like this infant, trapped in this teenage boy's body. And lo and behold, it was, we found out that he hunts, or goes to the gun range rather. He goes fishing. He loves to swim. And then you're starting to remember all the reports and, all the stuff you knew about autism. It's like, wow, we're usually thinking that a child's nonverbal, runs away all the time, can't express themselves, can't speak, because that's all we've ever read about this particular situation. And come to find out, Sebastian's none of these things that we read. He's absolutely the opposite of it. He was smart. He knew how to take care of certain things. Yeah, he needed a little help here and there, but he knew how to fish. He knew how to go from his mother's house to his father's house in Clarksville without a GPS. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I've been there several times. I don't know how to do that. So you see where I'm going with all of this, and it there was some misinformation, and we needed to find out why. But I can tell you, one of the things that we learned from all the beautiful people coming here and talking about this case is that this type of discipline that Chris was so proud of himself of providing actually goes against all the professionals in what is proper discipline for a child with autism, from everything I've learned. So the stepdad using those things, those are considered red flags that law enforcement would be looking at. Admitting the CPS and DCS was called at least in 2 states, New Mexico and Tennessee, including a Tennessee visit specifically tied to Sebastian, where he says Sebastian exaggerated what happened over a belt incident. So they're saying that is also a red flag. And they write that in, that this is in the Smiley Story World interview in a later segment, because again, they didn't give us the time code. Thank you, Veronica. That was super, super sweet. I appreciate that. And I'll watch out just in case you wanna ask a question to the system. Actually, maybe I should ask you that, Veronica. Do you have any question for the system? And I'll plug that in and see if we can spit out an answer. The inconsistencies and ambiguity around the CPS report being in an active status. Hey, Mitty, it's nice to see you. But yet he was acting up and they wanted to find a facility for him. Yeah, I know. They're all over the place. But this is one of the reasons why we've had a problem. I probably should get out of this so people don't start calling on the phone because the phone's not hooked up yet. But that I think is the reason why a lot of people don't believe them. You know what I'm saying? And Sonia or Karen, if you do see the question from Veronica, can you guys cut and paste it and text it to me so I don't miss it? In case I miss it, so I can read it and plug it in. These are concerning because they touch directly on truthfulness and clarity about child protective involvement. So they would have picked up on this. And I think because this is where I think Josh, the exchange where Josh comes up and says that in a private message, Chris made it sound like the only DCS involvement was the missing child report. Then on panel, Chris insists that he met no other active cases, pushing blame to tone of text. The kind of hair splitting around something so basic is a classic investigative red flag. So you guys understand why that became a red flag, because he's playing word salad. We have a missing kid here, right? There should be no word salad. There should be no lies. There should be no misrepresentations. There should be no somebody being proud of their discipline habits. They should be concerned if their discipline, any parent, no matter what, any parent where a child runs away, whether it's their fault or not, whether they were being a good parent or not, okay? For example, mommy finds a J in your underwear drawer, okay? You're grounded and she takes away your phone, right? And you take off and run away from home. No matter what, that parent's going to be sitting there wondering if they were too hard on you, if they shouldn't have done that because they are worried sick about where you are or what you could be doing. They're not going to be proud of their disciplinary. No parent would when you're missing. You see what I'm saying? You'd be racking your brain as a parent wondering if you were too tough or too hard. Are you pushing your own child out of the way? You'd be going through all of those natural emotions that go along with having discourse in your home and with your child, you see, in my opinion. And I can't make that answer for you, but, when I play the tape through, I was a troubled child. I didn't have troubled children. So I was the troubled child. I know what it did to my parents, I know what they went through. Now that I'm on this side of true crime, I can't imagine how many nights they stayed up worried about where the hell I was because I ran away from home. And I guarantee you my parents, in their minds, wanted to know if they were too tough on me, if they were running me away, if they were doing, if their discipline was too tough that it's going to end up pushing me away instead of discipline me. A lot of parents have, doubts with their parenting. And when there's chaos and instability in their home, they start questioning, in my opinion, their parenting and seeing if there's something they could be doing differently. Now, again, I'm not sure what you guys are. You guys are going to have to tell me in chat if that makes sense to you or if something else does. He wasn't a problem. They just needed him gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's just awful. It's just awful. It's just awful. But they do have this ambiguity and this word salad is a red flag. According to the system. And of course, the nights of the disappearance, these are flagged because they go straight to opportunity and timeline. And there are points that don't sit comfortably together. And this says, and it goes on to say, Mom says in multiple interviews, she heard a noise from his room about 10 p.m., told him to go to bed and did not visibly confirm him, like go in there to confirm he was okay. did not flip on the light or physically check on him, partly saying she didn't have a reason because he's 15 and y'all can figure out why a mother may not want to pop in. That's a strange statement, in my opinion. Only discovering him gone at wake up for school. So this was disclosed in Dutchess, WSMV, Chronicles of Olivia. Strong repeated instances that they can only presume he left through the front door is based on the process elimination, yet there are no cameras, no witnesses, and no confirmed signs on the door itself. So they have no fingerprints that he walked out at that door. Back or other exits are described as noisy or visible on camera, but specific locks are then withheld for safety. So, and this was in the Smiley story interview, claiming any window exit would have landed him barefoot into flower beds and that he would have screamed. Yet here he is running out of the house into grass and flower beds with bare feet. Doesn't make sense. Yet elsewhere, they acknowledge he sometimes goes out barefoot or in socks to take the trash out, which undercuts the certainty of that claim. So these are red flags that I think are very important. Barefoot behavior. It was in Smiley Stories world. Or the statement about the flower bed was. The vetting and being cleared, I think we understand that. It's red flag because it's over strong claims about law enforcement's position that are not reflected in public statements, and repeated assertion that all three parents have been vetted and clear, or we have been cleared of all possibility of wrongdoing and foul play, while also saying law enforcement told them that they will not publicly clear anyone because it's an active case. These two ideas sit in tension. Investigators typically treat any overconfidence, we cleared language when agencies pointed do not say that publicly as soft red flags to re-examine exact wording from detectives. His anger control, and media reward dynamic. Individually, a lot of this can be chalked up to stress, but in combination, investigators notice patterns. Control who gets to cover the case, focusing heavily on reputation and condition setting around help, which we all said, the condition setting around help is a problem. So that's kind of where we are with the system. The multi-marriages, I guess you can say. We can circle back to this after we get the phones open and get some questions asked through the system. I think that's about it. Now, I'm going to try to open these phones. The Real Me Too, is the Real Me Too in the chat? If the Real Me Too, wait, hold on, let me make sure I've got everything. And I wanted to tell you this. We'll have to go through this too. But this is, I did this is what, the Smiley Stories interview on 320 is the longest and most unstructured running, approximately 3 hours with heavy Q&A and technical glitches and tangents. Below is a forensic breakdown of the main red flags mapped against the full transcript, public Sumner County Sheriff's statement, no public clearance of parents, case remains open, missing, endangered, and cross-interview consistencies. It has structured it as a timeline of key segments with investigative notes on why each is a pressure point. And it comes back again to the discipline and CPS, the nighttime events and exit route, media control, reputation, personal history and boundaries, travel and absence, case framing, and Houdini. This whole Houdini thing, you guys picked up on that as being problematic. And it goes through here like the discipline, like the red flags. It says red flags, CPS discipline, trash bags, works amazing. Tennessee. Oh, thank you, Carrier, because of your passion and hard work. Plus, I love the sass. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Thank you, love. Thank you. The midnight check, front door presumption. It's reenact, test barefoot noise, verify records, exaggeration claims, mapping family, money tensions, confirm exact LE words, and behavioral distancing. The Houdini framing is behavioral distancing. That's what they're considering behavior. So we'll go over this another time, but I thank you guys for allowing me to bend your ear. We've been going over a lot of reports about these 6 interviews, and they have, I can't describe it any other way than enlightening. It has been purely enlightening. Hey, Mike, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Houston, same thing. Thinking of Seth. Aw, thank you. Yeah, we need to be praying for him. We need to be praying for everybody. I mean, even this young boy, this Jonathan. At the end of the day, I was thinking and I thought about the message that I put out, because I think the message still stands, because this child should never have been at that property. No matter how you look at this case, that child should have never been there. The mother should have been able to protect that child, and the courts failed, right? And now a child is deceased. And even though the father did not hurt this child, his negligence did. And when I first did that, I thought the dog was gone. The dog wasn't. The dog never left that baby's side. The dog was still alive. It's just, it's just heartbreaking. It's just completely, utterly heartbreaking. So I just want to say again, this is another case that a mother should have been able to protect her child, and she was forced to share that child with somebody that was not going to protect him. He didn't protect him. There's no reason why a 4-year-old should be almost 2 miles away from his home unattended. He was 4 years old. But, I digress. Hindsight's 20/20, and his brother, I think his brother stuck with his story. They knew his brother was being honest. I could tell by the tone of this last one that they really were letting everybody know that, this was just a technical arrest, because they did find explosives, and unfortunately, the father has to be arrested for those. With all the blasts and stuff like that, it was a very scary matter. But in this case, he fell off a ravine. But again, he should never have been able to go out. How did the father miss him for an hour and a half before he was reported missing? You see what I'm saying? It's hard. And I'm having to say this when my heart breaks for the father, And it sucks. It just sucks. Happy New Year to you too, Mike. Thank you. Dee Sansone, it's nice to see you. Thank you for that. Love it. All right, guys. So what we're going to do now, I think I've got everything set up where I can get the phones on. I saw that you are in the chat, my love. So let me turn the phones on. The Real Me Too, I'm going to need you to, not right this second, I'll tell you when to call in. I think All right, Karen, I'm ready for you to try. Pick up the phone, call 724-252-8070. Guys, please don't try to call in just yet. We will open it up for you guys here in just a second. I got to do a sound test because we don't do these call-in shows very often. And I'm on OBS, and I want to make sure that our audio should... I know she's probably fumbling around saying, okay, I got to get it out. I got to find my phone. There she is. Can you guys hear that? All right, give it just a second so I can find I can hear you. I know I can hear you. I can hear you breathing. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, the audience is saying, oh my gosh, we can hear her. Woo, woo. I can hear myself in the background. I must be on your TV. What am I on?
Yeah, but I got the volume down.
Oh, I could hear myself. I could hear it
really?
just ever when I went whoop whoop, I could hear myself in the background. Just
ever
so slightly, yes. All right. Well, since you're the one that called in, I want to thank you for that that beautiful Christmas gift. I'm glad you explained what that is. Those little things. I saw the spatula and I'm like, I didn't even think about that, but that's going to be great. I love those little things.
Yeah.
And I didn't, because I'm always, I'll be honest with you, when I'm eating something or I'm cooking something, I just throw it on the floor because she just comes over there and, So, and I always feel bad and I always have to mop the floor because it makes me feel, Now that I got those, I'm going to start putting it on that.
Yeah, buy some pumpkin. Buy the pure pumpkin.
Yeah.
And the can that you buy the can. Cause I make my dog biscuits. But and you spread it on, then you freeze it, and then you put it down. They just lick it. It takes them a long time, so it keeps them busy, and it's good for dogs with anxiety and separation.
Nice.
Keeps their mind off of things.
Nice. Okay, so you're gonna be my first guinea pig.
Uh-oh.
All right, I am in. Is this the one I was just in? I am in. What is the question? Based upon the 6 interviews that we have had, what would you like to know?
What would I like to know?
If you had what is one question that you have in the Sebastian Rogers case? Let me just type it in and see what happens.
I think one of the big ones for me was that him that took the barrels out. I think that's a big one. That's an important one.
The garbage cans?
Yeah, I want to know if we can confirm, which we haven't, that was actually him. Because I think that will prove a lot of things. Well, number one, it'll prove that he didn't make it home like some people think. Some people don't. I think he made it home. But at least that will prove that point, so you can go in that direction and take it away from the Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, I'm going to have to
point in the right direction.
I got to put some parameters in here to go outside of the system. So hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what it says. Because I'm a love machine. Oh, I didn't mean. I keep forgetting you're on the phone. I'm probably blowing your ears off. Turn your volume down. Turn your volume down. The real me too. Oh my god.
All right.
She's like, all right, I will. I just screamed in the microphone and I blew her ears out with the button.
Well, I got you on speaker. I wonder if that's why that you heard yourself.
Gosh. Outer Banks, thank you. She gifted, I got to go through these. Gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Mitty, Little Orange Man, Karen, Lana, Laura. You all became crazy members of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the insane asylum. It's much louder than what it comes out on the on the YouTube, doesn't it? When I'm screaming in your ear.
Well, Veronica's saying in chat that you're super low.
I'm super low? Oh.
That's what Veronica says. I don't see anyone else saying it, though.
Okay, hold on. She might need to turn her volume up, because I'm pretty much screaming into your ear, aren't I?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me just go up here and make sure my sound is okay. Might be down low. Shouldn't be, but she might have her.
I don't see anyone else saying anything.
Yeah. Okay, we got that one there.
Yeah, she asked you to tell you, so.
Oh, yeah, she's right. It is down. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all the way down. Wow, I'm sorry about that, folks. Well, here I am. Okay, so here is the answer to your question. Can we confirm whether or not Sebastian truly put out the trash on Sunday? And here's what the system says. Now, it had to go through outside because it is looking at the interviews, just to let you know. It said no independent confirmation exists of Sebastian physically taking out the trash on Sunday evening. February 25th, 2024, it's solely based on the mother's statements, repeated across interviews and echoed in true crime summaries. Sheriff's office never publicly verified never verified it via footage, witnesses, or trash company logs. So they've never publicly verified it. Now, we did get Sonny on a hot mic telling, the PIs, but that's not part of this. I'm just, I'm going off what it's saying here. Now, the claim origin says Katie Proudfoot stated Sebastian's chores was to take the cans to the driveway end after dinner. And she said he did so about, what did she say, about 20 minutes after they got home?
Yeah, I think around that.
So she repeated that in her interviews with Smiley and Chronicles of Olivia. So this is what it put down. Why unverified? It says the landfill search on March 7th, 2024, sheriff searched Hopkins County, Kentucky landfill where neighborhood trash from February 26 went, prompted by a bin feeling heavier than normal. No evidence, clues found, called precautionary. We've always questioned that. No footage or witnesses. Father Seth confirmed dinner video at the Texas Roadhouse that they left around 6:30, but we found out it was like around more 6:23. Not to split hairs, but every second does matter in a missing child. But it also says, but nothing specific on trash. No neighbor cam, company log, or worker sightings mentioned. Timeline scrutiny. Some sleuths noted odd 3:11 a.m. timestamp claims debunked as trash truck routine at 5 a.m. about 5 a.m. but no proof ties to Sebastian to it. No mention in pressers. Focuses on no foul play of evidence and cooperation. So it's all unverified. I mean, that's what the system is saying. It's going through a lot of things, and it ends with this unverified routine acts like this are common pressure points, easy to claim, hard to disprove without records. Landfill search implies they checked post-disappearance trash routes, indirectly testing if evidence, items from chores, was discarded. Ooh, we never thought about that. We never thought about that. Maybe they were just going to the landfill to find the trash to confirm that he actually threw the trash out.
Right.
Maybe they did find the house trash. Maybe they checked it for fingerprints and DNA. I mean, for all we know. Because if you...
I just think if we find out for sure that was Sebastian, then that's going to make a big difference because, people can not concentrate on the Texas Roadhouse and concentrate that, okay, he did make it home and he was there with Katie by himself. Mm-hmm. And if it's true, then Katie lied about saying it was him because Katie's the only one that is saying that it was Sebastian that took it out and nobody else can prove it. Mm-hmm. So that would show that she's lying, number one, and number two, that he did actually get back to that home. Yeah. And something happened during the night.
Well, I'm kind of on the bandwagon that he made it back to the home. I know, mm-hmm. but I know there are some people. I don't know I've never asked you what's your position on it. Are you middle of the road, or do you think he was picked up before he made it home?
I think he made it home.
I kind of think he made it home too, and I think he made it. Well, I think it's the audio. There was audio there, and I believe that there was audio of him coming home.
Yeah.
Now
they said his light went on in his bedroom. They could see a shadow of someone in his room. Mm-hmm. You would think that would be Sebastian, I would imagine, but.
Yeah, Veronica. Yeah, Apple just got a month ago, but used the old tablet for YouTube. Just need to update the phone number. Oh, good gracious. I will not buy. I even talked to my friend, my political friend, Glenn. He changed over to like Motorola. And I just changed his. He was ready to go back to Apple because you got to unregister your Apple, or all the people that are on Apple products still keep sending texts to the Apple. You got to unregister your phone. with iCloud, so it doesn't do that. And he was having a hard time. I begged him. I said, "Please don't go buy another Apple. You're driving up our costs, Glenn. Don't do it. You're the guy that likes to give it to the man." And so he's like, "No, I think I'll try to figure out how to." By the time I was working it. I was working it. Please don't go back to Apple. Please don't go back to Apple, because when I get done with this MacBook and these Apple products, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I've been on this side. I was stuck on this side for 4 years. I ain't coming back, folks. We're going back to Windows and Androids. Windows and Androids.
Android.
Yep. All right. Well, is there anything else you want me to ask this system before I let you go?
Oh, there's probably a lot of things I can't.
I
Major
know. And
ones,
when
I
I
don't
put you
know.
on the spot, it always
I
everything
know.
it just goes boom. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll let you fight for a call back, unless you can think of it.
That would be an interesting question. I'd like to know. It might not really have a lot to do with the case, but I'd like to know where all Sebastian's belongings are. If they still have, what do they have left in that house of Sebastian's? I'm kind of curious on that. But
that system wouldn't know that, because nobody's ever.
no. So that's what I said. It wouldn't be a question that would be appropriate, but
I guess we still could ask is like, where did all of Sebastian's belonging? I mean, why not? See, maybe somewhere something. Where did all of Sebastian's belongings go?
We've had a few cases where the people have gotten rid of their belongings right away.
This is interesting. Let's see.
That Spicer one.
It's actually looking outside of. It's looking on the internet right now. I just looked at it. It's not pulling it from the interviews. It's okay. Let's see what it says. It says Sebastian left behind nearly all of his belongings at home. No shoes, no clothes, no money, no food, no phones, or glasses missing. No, he had his glasses on, so it obviously picked that up wrong. Official inventory from mother Katie / FBI confirms only one item unaccounted for. That must be the flashlight.
Yeah.
Confirmed items left behind, family and law enforcement. So it's just reissuing, all the stuff that were left behind. They're basically saying is shoes, phone, clothes, money, food, snacks, and left behind. They say glasses, and that's from an NBC, but I think that's related to glasses being in the road. It's just misunderstanding that as AI, because I didn't put that parameter in. It's pulling it from other sources. And then the flashlight, the only missing item was a small yellow one that he played with regularly. Mother reported it was gone early. So she reported the light being gone really early. Bedroom and home context. Room always a little messy, more so post-search. LE/family combed it. No signs of packing or rummaging beyond possible flashlight grab. Home was locked, code front door, dogs were quiet. Nothing. It's just telling us what all the reports said, but nothing. Nothing.
Sonya's got a question for you.
Okay.
She wants to know if we know 100% that he had his glasses on.
Well, I can tell you it's going to say no. Because it's already picking up the fact that... Hold on, let me see if I can pull this off.
Yeah. It already messed up on the glasses.
Yeah, because it already is saying that NBC is saying he left his glasses behind. So I don't know if it's going to be able... How do we know for 100% he has his glasses on? Let me just throw that in there. See what it says. No 100% confirmation exists that Sebastian was wearing glasses at his disappearance. Family statements and Amber Alert description says he was, but no direct evidence. So it says that the description says he was wearing them, but there's no direct evidence. Sheriff FBI lists them as last seen wearing, but glasses were left behind per inventory. Huh? Maybe I need to hit that NBC link and see what the hell it says. Hold on here. Glasses. NBC News. Left Behind. Let's see what this says. It says, let me see if I can put this up on the screen for you guys to so you guys aren't just looking at me. Good gracious. Maybe Jack and Lily. That look good. No, that does not look good. Got me cut off. I don't like the way that looks right there. I've been trying to find where that one is. There. Okay. Wow, this thing's just coming in all kinds of funky. All right, guys, give me just a second until I get this where it needs to be. All right, so we do have this here, and let's read this article that we've got here. It says that family of Tennessee teen Sebastian Rogers still out without answers more than a year after his disappearance. Let's see what it says about glasses. Control find. Glass. Let's say glass. At the time of his disappearance, Sebastian was 5'5", 120 pounds. He would be 16 years old today. He has brown eyes, blonde brown hair, and was last seen to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, and black framed glasses. The Proudfoots believe Sebastian may have not been wearing shoes when he disappeared. Every pair of shoes in the house have been accounted for, Chris Proudfoot told Dateline. All the shoes. So there's only one place in here that they reference glasses or glass, and I put glass in instead of spelling it out. And it doesn't say anything about the glasses being inventoried. So I think it's picking up some wrong information. Home inventory glasses accounted for, left behind. Here, let's see what this one says. The FBI, let's do control find, see if we can have glass. And there's not one thing that says anything about glasses in here.
There's no way Sebastian would walk away without glasses on.
Yeah, and not only that, but from the very beginning, we heard his glasses were there. So I don't know. It might be. Yeah, it might be, but I can't be 100% sure. Why isn't this chat, I guess, is going to be it. Huh. Sorry, something's not working for me. I'm not sure why. My vertical chat is bothering me, and I don't. Where was I at? I guess I'm just on breaking news. I guess that's where I'm at. I could have sworn I had Chris and Katie. There we are. What's that one on all? Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, I will let you go and open up the phone lines to somebody else. If you want to call back, give me a call back, and we'll chat and put another question in here.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
All right, guys. The phone lines are open, 724-252-8070. And we'll go through some of the stuff that I found out with the Smiley Stories world. So while we wait for somebody to call, I'll read this. Fun call. Yeah, it was. It was interesting. So the Smiley Story World interview 320 is the longest and most unstructured running 3 hours with a heavy Q&A, technical glitches, and tangents. Below is a forensic breakdown of the main red flags mapped against the full transcript public Sumner County Sheriff Office statements, no public clearance appearance. Case remains open, missing an endangered child. It cross interviews consistency. I've structured it as a timeline of key segments. And this is about 44 minutes into the Smiley Stories World interview. And it says the stepdad, Chris, describes trash bag method. We've already heard that. I think we've already went through some of these already. With the trash bags, they state that admit CPS was called 2 states. And, of course, the call-in accusing Chris of downplaying prior CPS. This is consistent with stepdad's belt admission in Chronicles of Olivia, but no prior CPS. Details elsewhere. I think they meant Smiley's, but I think there may be something in Chronicles of Olivia. We'll find out. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hey, Betty. It's Unicorn One, Indiana.
Unicorn. How are you doing, my love?
I'm doing good, babe. Hey, I know you're reporting on Sebastian right now, but they found John.
Yep, we reported on that too.
And I'm telling you, I reported on your channel earlier that the dog would stay with him if he was a loyal dog.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that by my ex-husband, which is a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
And he said if the dog was loyal, he'd be there with the boy.
Gotcha.
But my thing is, what happened to John?
Well, the initial reports right now appear that they must have evidence that he fell in the ravine, because I don't think that they found him in the ravine, but the injuries they're speaking he has sounds like he fell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I knew when they said the dog was there with him, I'm like, well, then what happened?
Right.
You know? But that is
That
so sad.
That dog never left that baby's side.
No, he never left his side.
That just breaks my heart. It just gives me not the EBGBs. I mean, it's so sweet and tender to see that. It breaks my heart. You know, it makes me feel the stress of the dog, you know? I mean, I can't imagine that dog, the pain the dog must have been going in. I mean, the child, people don't realize that I truly believe dogs love, you know? Because I can tell you.
They do.
My dog loves me.
Yeah, Delilah
loves me. She loves me.
Yeah.
I worry
She'd
about
chew
what
somebody up if they was trying to get you.
I know. I don't know. Like, even when we're just here and I'll be working or whatever, she'll just come up along my back and just put her arms around my neck like she's hugging me. You know, she's just, I don't know. She's just a sweet dog. And, you know, Labradors are very, very loyal animals, and they're just, you know, but I think all animals have love, because, you know, I think they're just scared, because if you see, whenever there's an animal that's really needing help, they don't mind it's a human helping them.
Yeah. Hey, my grandson wanted to say something to you, okay?
Sure.
Happy New Year's, Betty.
Aw, thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
I told him, I said, you guys got to be quiet. I'm going to call Betty. He said, can I say it? And I said, no.
Oh, well, Happy New Year's to all of you.
Yeah.
Did you have any question that you wanted me to stick in the system?
As far as Sebastian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me think real quick.
Okay, take your time. We're not in a rush.
I just want to know if Chris was there, and I don't think he was. I know Chris helped her, but I think it was after the fact. Katie, did you overdose him? That's where I'm at. I really think that's what's happened. or she lost her shit.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. All right, here is what it says for your question. There's
Okay.
no direct evidence that places Chris Proudfoot physically at the home during Sebastian's disappearance window from midnight to 6 a.m. on February 26th. His alibi relies entirely on phone records and family statements, with no independent verification from the sheriff or the FBI. Sheriff describes him as out of town for work. Memphis St. Jude's Crane Project, 3.5 hours away. Phone call with Katie verified, but no pings, witnesses, or employer confirmation publicized. Interesting. Interesting. And it even gives a little chart here, and it says it has claims, supporting evidence, and gaps and limitations. And it says Memphis work, supporting evidence is self and family reports, called 911 via three-way at 6:33 while Katie searched while he was in Memphis. So they should have a ping from that. And the gaps and limitations, it says no employer logs or videos, irregular shifts, noon to midnight, which he stated on Crimes, Times, and Lies, and other YouTube videos that were unrelated to the 6 interviews. And then the phone with Katie, verified call logs at 9:43, 9:46 p.m. on February 25th, up to midnight, and then told her to go to bed. Self-reported, no third-party pings or data released. So all of this information on where he was technically is all self-reported, is what it's basically saying. And then return February 26th was home. That was in the Fox 17, the Hands interview. And they also discussed the green shirt interview where he had scratches from the dogs. The gaps and limitations, it's saying timing is fuzzy. Left last night, comes back to work, no exact arrival. LE checked. That's a little unclear for me what it's trying to say, but it says LE called it confirmed informally. Reddit sleuths cite 3 times checks, but no official statement. Parents are cooperative, not suspects, according to a Reddit post, which we can't take.
Bullshit.
Yeah, but I had to take. That's the problem when I have to put the parameters outside of what I plug into it. It pulls other stuff. So that's why I'm showing you the source where it came from. Prior statements, leakage, and slips. Chris's interview shows a pattern investigators flag as leakage, unintentionally revealing or inconsistent statements. In over certainty or unsolved cases, boy has outsmarted police. Houdini will go down as studied case. Nothing blank implies knowledge beyond outsiders, and it's premature. And I know a lot of people hit on that once before, those specific statements he made. Premature polygraph brag. Claimed to pass polygraph publicly and then later admitted he didn't take any polygraph. It was lie, and it was to deflect. Custody motive, didn't want Sebastian around their daughter. Unaddressed family matter. They haven't addressed why he doesn't want Sebastian around his daughter. Timing aligns with the 2023 custody push. So maybe something with, Chris did not like Sebastian, and he did not want his daughter around Sebastian, and that never feels comfortable. Never be found. Early interview slip. Sebastian disappeared. He will never be found. Implied success. That is interesting. We need to find that never be found. What statement did he say that in? Do you remember?
Yeah,
The
I
Fox
remember him
17.
saying about being a ninja.
Yeah, but it was the Fox 17 interview. They got it right here. Let me see what it says. Hold on. Never be found. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I don't find it in this one, unless they've changed it. I pray for him to be found. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't trust either one of them.
Right.
And, there's no dog tracking, nothing. I mean, he did not leave that house unless he was carried out. I believe the light show.
Yeah, but you know what?
Somebody carried somebody out.
If it wasn't the lights, we have to look at the next possibility of, okay, if those lights really were a reflection or something like that, just as a devil's advocate, we would have to look at the next opportunity. Who was the next person to leave that house? And it was Katie the next morning. And from what
yes, the next morning.
Yep.
And she dropped him off. He was in her vehicle.
Very much could have been.
She dropped him off at Mama, whatever you want to call her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or Slims or whatever in the hell the name of it was. I'm bringing up names here in my town, Orslams, whatever that was. Yeah. And then where did he go from there? Okay.
Well, let me just finish this hold on. Let me just read this last sentence. It says, these aren't proof, but they're soft indicators, certainty without evidence, reputation focus, and relational tension, sheriff's silence on alibis, and FBI debunked theories, but not specific. Okay, sorry, I wanted to read that.
Okay. So we know she left that next morning.
Mm-hmm.
If he was in the car and she drives around, pretending, and then goes and meets Chris's mom, drops him off, and then there you go. Where did he go from there? Okay, we all know that Chris's mom and stepdad went to what, Canada? Or wherever?
From my understanding, this is what I heard. I heard that they drove an RV to Washington State or something like that and took a plane from there to Alaska.
Okay, so then you got to check Washington State, got to check the airline where they got on the airplane. It's all got to be logged. Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
There, on one hand, I feel like he's still alive. On the other hand, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
The one hand that thinks he's still alive is they're waiting till he's 18 to let him come out.
But I think at 17 they're an adult. Let's see what is the age of consent in Tennessee. Yeah, it's 18. Yeah, age of consent in Tennessee is. I guess the consent's probably a bad word to use. Age of adult. 18. Yeah, 18. Tennessee's 18.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, if they're hiding him, I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're hiding him or he's in a home or whatever, at 18, they can say, well, here he is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody found him and, here he is.
Right. Right.
I,
Yeah, but I
I don't
just
know.
my thing is they didn't have the money to send him to a
They didn't
facility.
because it was too much.
Right. So where
And
could they
just like
possibly
you,
send them without finances? I mean, there's no place to put this boy
to
without
a to
money.
a to a family member until
After two
they could
years, they went through
transfer
that
him.
whole entire family tree.
You know?
That's going to be hard for I'd have to think that every person in the family has been investigated after 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure half of the damn community's been investigated, at this
Right.
point.
Right.
It's amazing when you got a lot of people, because we got to remember hundreds of people were working on this case at one time. They were able to get a lot of work moved through very quickly. How they do it, we will never know, but they had a lot of people, a lot of programs, a lot of technology working on this case from a lot of federal
Yeah.
governments, and still, I mean, nothing. They couldn't find them. Like even this, like this poor little boy Jonathan. Look, he's been gone.
Yes.
He wandered off. He got himself hurt.
Oh.
He lost his life, and they were able
I
to find
still,
him.
I know, but I'm still really upset about John because I knew from what my ex-husband told me that if that was a loyal dog, he would stay with him, keep him warm. So, like you said, if he was found in water, which another creator, which was out there, and I don't even want to say his name, said that they thought that the helicopter was going around water.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he didn't sound like he was in water. It sounded like he fell into a ravine, and he must have hurt himself pretty bad with the fall.
Oh. It's just sad.
It is very sad.
4 or 5 years old. I don't care what it is. It
He
don't
was
make no
4 years
difference.
old, and at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I mean, his father was very neglectful. This would not have happened if
Yep.
his father had his eye on him. His father was not
Yep.
doing what he should have been doing, and his son lost his life for it. And as hard as that is, and jagged a pill that is to swallow, that is the truth of the matter, and I'm not going to take it away.
Right.
And,
My thing
I know the father's
the
probably
two.
grieving right now, and he's going to have to grieve because this is all of his fault. And I know he didn't mean for it to happen, but it did.
Yes, he should have had an eye on him. He should have.
Yeah.
He should have been watching him.
And the shoulda, woulda, couldas. It doesn't take the pain away from his father that his father is going through finding out his son is dead.
Yep.
Okay, at the
Yep.
end of the day, it doesn't. I'm not saying that just because his father was neglectful doesn't mean this is not going to cut his father like a razor blade. This is going to be a very painful thing to go through right now for his father. This was not,
Right.
his father didn't intend for this to happen. So,
I am so thankful. I mean, even though it turned up bad, okay, that I know the bad stuff that his dad was doing did not have
I know.
anything to do with it.
That's what I was very thankful for as well, because that would have, I just felt he just didn't know how to take it though, because the dog was there, and it did dawn on me hindsight, after the fact that the reason why the dog wasn't on the camera after the 26th is because the boys were there, and the dog
That's
had
what
something to
scared
do,
me.
and I didn't even consider that.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where we gotta remember to stop and slow down and look at all different angles. But I knew this was gonna end bad just because of the timing. I was just praying
I
to
know.
God, but
I
the
know.
dogs and stuff like that, the father's history, it just did not look good. And I'm so thankful that this child was not injured by his father. And I'm praying, and you don't know how hard I'm praying, but I'm praying that his son lost his life very quickly, because the thought of that little precious baby out there suffering is just another, like, it's like a kick in the gut.
Yeah.
So, well, I
And
thank
then,
you for. Oh, go ahead.
I appreciate you. I love you. I watch you, even if I don't get online and let you know. A lot of times I'm watching you on my big TV screen, and every now and then I run in there and bring it up on my computer to let you know I'm watching. But
I appreciate it.
I'm always watching you.
appreciate it.
And
Well, hopefully I'm always on. And next week we're going to be back to our meetings, so we're going to be going. There's going to be a lot of replay crews because I don't think you guys are going to be
yeah,
live with me at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. Well, I can't get up that early, but I do want to say while I'm on here with you, my love and prayers, and I call her Auntie Ann.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, I heard she's going down pretty fast, and she was out there with us with Quentin Simon,
Yep, with Quentin. Yep.
and I'm just it breaks my heart that but she knew. I mean, she was there was just a lot of stuff going on with her, and quite frankly, her making it this long was a miracle. It really was.
Yeah.
She was supposed to
And
have gone, a year or two ago, and by the grace of
yeah.
God, she kept it together and was doing better, and you know,
But now I'm my aunt is 80 some years old and she's going down quick. So
yeah,
I mean I've lost my uncle and then turn around. This is gonna be her that was her brother. I'm getting ready to lose her.
yeah,
I broke my arm. I'm doing better on my arm, but it'll never be 100%.
right, right.
You seen the
Yeah,
pictures, right?
that looked pretty bad. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
But anyway, I love you,
I love you too, honey.
VHP, Andra.
Yeah, we'll chat soon.
All right, hon. I love you guys.
All right, see you later, unicorn.
Okay, bye
Bye
bye.
bye. So the media. Oh, this is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from? Ah, Turkey
Hey,
Man. How you doing, my friend?
doing good. I wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year and hope everybody's having a good one. And
Oh, Happy
I
New Year
don't
to
get to.
you too.
I'm hoping things get straightened out where I can, kind of check in with you guys a little bit more. But I keep an eye on you. I
Oh, I
I, know
appreciate it.
I
You don't want we're we've been cussing over here.
yeah, that jar should be full, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should be, but it's not. And I forgot. It just dawned on me. I forgot to read today's message, which I'll wait until we're off the phone. Oh, good gracious, good gracious. So how
Yeah,
have you been?
I'm doing all right. I'm working on Sunday's message, and it's going to be New Year's resolution. So I'll send you a copy of it after we do it Sunday, and I think we all need to look at res- resolutions that we can change our lives in a positive manner.
I don't
But
do
I think
resolutions. I do goals. I do annual goals. I feel like resolutions just never go anywhere. Goals are measurable and obtainable.
well, that works too. That
Yep.
works too because if you set a goal, and that's where people need to work on goals that they actually can, if they stay the course, they can obtain it, and then it builds where you can go a little bit more on that. But uh, you know, goals are important. If we don't have goals, we don't have a direction. We have a bar set for our lives, and what we got.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Well, are the did who did they find? I missed out the
Oh.
dog. You talking about the dog?
Yeah, it was
Was
a
it his?
little it's a little boy that was in Jasper, which is in Walker County,
Yeah.
Alabama, and he was 4 years old. Gorgeous. God, good gracious. This little boy had the prettiest the most gorgeous blonde hair. Um and he went off with the family dog and never came back. And of course, naturally we're like sus. Father has bad rap. Kid doesn't go see
Uh,
father but 5 days a year. And he wasn't the one that even reported him missing. We're hearing a lot of red flags, but it was nothing to do. His father just wasn't keeping its eye on his kids, and his son ended up getting away and falling in a ravine and losing his life.
Oh, that's awful.
It is
I,
awful.
I, I seen the picture on front there, and I was looking at it, and I seen live, and I thought, I mean,
Mhm.
listen, I thought they found Sebastian, and I'm hoping that we get a clarity of that this year. I hope that if whoever's responsible, that they pay,
I
and
do
I think
too.
you get justice for him. Because it's important that every person has a closure, and you go through things. Closure is important for us to obtain or have, because it allows us to take a step forward
Hmm.
and to heal in the healing process. Anyhow, I won't keep you long.
You want
I
to pray
seen
over the channel before you leave?
I would love to. I'd love to.
Sure. So
Let's
if anybody in the chat would like to bow their heads and pray with us, you're more than welcome to join in. For those that do not wish to, you can go get yourself a beverage and come back in a few moments.
Miss Betty, if there's somebody there that has a special need or something they want us to pray about, then we'd be glad to. But Lord knows it all.
Hmm.
He knows our needs. But if there's someone there that just would like to share with you, we'll give a minute for them to do that, because I think it's important we start the year off uh, in the right direction.
So if you
And I
guys would
think
like to put in the chat some of the prayer needs, please write in the prayer chats. It's going to take about 20 seconds.
that'll work.
Yeah, we got a little lag. We've got it down to about a science though, at least.
Hey, well, you get do enough. You do something long enough, you get good at it.
Yep. Let's see what we got.
Yeah,
Well, so far we haven't gotten any special
that's okay.
prayers, but you can say anybody listed in the chat.
Okay. All righty then. Here we go. Our Heavenly
Hold
Father
on,
asks.
Ozzo. We got one. We got Kelly. We got a prayer for sister's health. Some of them are coming in. Hope Floats needs a job.
Okay.
Um, Mama of 9.5 needs some prayers. She doesn't say, so it looks like a whole healthy bit of our audience could use some prayers.
Okay.
Prayers. I broke my shoulder and elbow and need and renal failure. So
Mm.
yeah, we got a lot of needs. I'll let you
Well,
take the floor.
in the James the 5th chapter, it talks about if we come together and pray and the faith of prayer and beliefs, that the everything's possible through Him. Nothing through what I would say or what you would say or any person would say, but by trusting and faith in Lord Jesus Christ, all things are possible. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Our gracious Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with each one of these prayer requests, that you touch them in a special way, Lord. We know that only you have that power. No man, nobody, no individual has that power, but all things are possible through you. Ask, Lord, that you be with the ones that's sick, the ones that has affliction, the ones that has a need for a job and a better situation, that you step in and fulfill their needs. Because we know, Lord, that you have a caring for us, Spire, and you have more for us, Lord. And that you fulfill all of our needs. If we just turn to you and put our trust in you and faith in you, ask, Lord, whatever the need is, and be with each one of us, that we have a better year coming, and we do more for mankind in your name, Jesus. Ask, Lord, that you be with us, guide us, and direct us. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Turkey Man. Thank you. Thank you.
We see. God bless you all, and
Bless you
go on.
too. Bless you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Ah, it's great hearing from Turkey Man. If you guys haven't seen, go over to my post, sign up for him. He does service every Sunday. We've also got another red flag out of Smiley Stories World, the media control and reputation. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
This is Robin.
Well, hello, my love. How are you doing?
I hate to do this, especially since he just prayed. But you got to read the calendar.
Well, why?
I don't know.
What's on
Just because you forgot to do it early.
I forgot to do what?
Read the calendar card or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, that I had to wait for the preacher to get out of the room.
I know. That's what I said. I hate doing this right after he prayed.
Now that makes sense. Well, it's not as bad as I thought it was, okay? It says still hung over as hell. Definitely not mine.
Not mine either. Not mine either. I don't even drink, so. Okay, I have two questions.
The one for tomorrow, you'll get a big FU right from me to you tomorrow.
Oh, okay. In the morning?
In the morning, bright and early, babe.
Okay. I have two questions.
Okay.
And of course, well, let's go with the first one.
Okay, hold on. Is it for the system? It's for the system. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Let me get ready. Okay, I am ready.
Is Katie still working for Birth?
Ooh, is Katie still working for Brinks? I don't know if it'll know that or not, but hey, why not? Okay, well, this is pretty interesting. It says Katie is still employed at Brinks Home Security System as a commercial installation technician, and her activities on her LinkedIn profile updated as of late 2025. No reports of firing, quitting, or job change post disappearance. Her period from October 2020 to the present day, it says her role is installation tech, fire alarms, burglary, and CCTV. Notes and source: Brinks, Nashville, Gallatin area, self-listed, matches earlier case coverage. And then from October 2011, she was the interior communications electrician with the U.S. Navy. So it doesn't look like she.
But yet she ain't got no security cameras on her house.
That's what we've been hearing this entire time. So I find that we all thought that was really weird because she's been with them for so long. Why wouldn't she, like I would be if I was with a company, I'd be using every benefit possible with that company if I work for them. You know, any company I work for. When I worked for a law firm, trust me, I utilize legal services. Just saying. So.
Yeah, gosh, I can almost bet they had security systems up until a couple of days before.
Well, we know they definitely had a security system in the house because the house was, before she even purchased the system, the house was programmed with ADT from the elderly people that they purchased the house from. So it already had an ADT system. And my understanding of them, they have a motherboard inside that house somewhere because my father used to install security systems. So I have, at least some knowledge of security systems, their installation process, and other components of them. And one of them is a metal box that they usually put in a closet somewhere, and that's your motherboard. So even when your system isn't picking up from the online stuff, it usually is being recorded somewhere in the house, depending on how old the system is. So I'm wondering if they have a system where it could have recorded him walking, the doors opening, or which doors opened.
Right. Okay, I just seen where Karen, the real me, asked, is that better? They're asking if I'm playing you on the TV, and I'm in my car.
I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. I can hear you fine.
Okay. Okay, and the next one, which is not going to be able to answer, but it's the same question we all have. Where in the hell is Sebastian?
Where in the hell is Sebastian? I went ahead and just put it in just like that, because we all know it's not going to be able to answer the question.
Right.
So why not? I just hope it doesn't fluff with my system, because I worry about bringing outside sources, but I realize once I get several more of the interviews, I'm going to have to start it over again. So I don't really care if it pulls in too many outside sources on this one, because I'm going to end up deleting it after it's all said and done. So it says Sebastian remains missing and untraced as of January 2026, nearly 2 years after vanishing from his Hendersonville, Tennessee home in February 26 of 2024. No body, confirmed sighting, or resolution. Active investigation with an FBI reward of $50,000 that remains unclaimed. We have an Amber Alert that is active. He's now 17 years old. The search, Sumner County, TBI, FBI, 44,000 acres have been thoroughly searched by them, allegedly. The family, mother Katie, never going to stop searching. She never started. We have a large bounty hunter. Obviously, Dog the Bounty Hunter has a large reward. Theories debunked. The lights video, it says it's a truck distortion and there's no green hoodie suspect. So they're debunking those two things. And then recent November 2025 photo circulating from the North Carolina rest stop is not him. So that's all we have about
And
that.
I still question that, because if he looked enough that Seth got in his vehicle and drove all the way out there, just because Katie and Chris said, "Oh, that's not him," of course it's not him to them,
No,
because they don't want him found.
that wasn't. If you remember, Robin, that wasn't kind of how it went. They actually tracked down the woman, and the woman produced the son. It wasn't him.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Right.
It looks. I mean, that one right there was such a spitting image of Sebastian. I mean, there were some nuances that weren't the same. The glasses weren't the same. The chin wasn't the same. When you looked at him directly in the face, you could tell it was much different. Even the nose was kind of downward, not Sebastian's nose, but you didn't see it from the side angle. But you could see it when you were looking at him face to face, and I felt so bad, but the woman produced her child. It was like, and she's like, guys, can you please? I didn't mean to get involved in this, and this wasn't, can you please take my son off the screen? And it was
Right. I wonder if she's still following this case now, though.
She probably
Probably.
is. I mean, I would have to think that every now and again she pops in to see if that boy that her son was mistaken for is still missing.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, my brother, he asked, the other day, because, of course, when I got a hold of him and wanting him to look over that paperwork for you several months ago, I told him how I knew you and all that. So, because
I really
he's like,
appreciate his help, because it put the parents, at least, I mean, it didn't change obviously it didn't change what the outcome was, but it at least put
Right.
the family at a little bit ease that he wasn't, didn't get the crap beat out of him and, slung up a,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You saw it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. No parent could understand how that happened.
That is so sad. Oh, I can't even imagine. Just like Seth, poor Seth. He is the sweetest, most genuine person. And, I mean, any kid would be lucky to have him as a father.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent maybe 30 minutes with him in the back room after the vigil that day, because I had made him some pictures and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I was in there talking with him. And, of course, like other people have said, it makes you feel bad when your child is in there, and Caitlin was in there with him, and she loved men, and she had a hold of him, and she wouldn't. I was like, Caitlin, just come here and sit down, and he was like, she's fine. And you feel so bad, but he is such a sweet soul. I mean, ugh.
Yeah. Well,
anybody that
he even to this day gives Katie a lot more credit than she deserves.
Oh, absolutely. I'm on the phone, and so I got me poor Sonia. I'd have me a bucket full too, because
That was still in
I'm just,
there.
I'm a
She
country
did get me.
girl,
She brings this
and
big bucket in with all these things with the cuss words on it and
oh,
hands it to me right in front of the preacher.
when we come the next time, oh my gosh, that 5-gallon bucket ain't gonna be nothing. I'm gonna be pulling me a trash can behind. Yeah.
Oh, good gracious, good gracious. We're going to have to take the
Okay,
screen
I'll
back.
let somebody else call. I'll let somebody else call, but I
All right,
love you.
Robin. Well,
You know
we'll
I love
definitely
you,
see.
and
We'll catch up when I get into town. I'll be in town all week. The 23rd
yes,
through
and
the
I
27th.
will be, and
So,
I will be there.
oh, great,
So,
great, great, great. All right, hun. Well, we'll talk soon.
all right,
Bye bye.
all right. Bye bye.
Guys, hold the phones for a second. It looks like Samantha wants to call in, so we'll let Samantha call in a little bit. Hold on. I'm getting some notifications. There we go. Is this Samantha? Is this Samantha?
This is Girl Mom.
Oh, girl, mom. Hey, hey, hey. Well, hold
How
on.
are you?
Give me just a second, Samantha. Wait until girl mom is off, and then we'll hold the chat. Nobody call after girl mom except Samantha. Okay, you got me for the time being, and then we'll let Samantha up.
Okay. I remember that bucket, by the way.
Was it
At the vigil?
Yes.
That was great. um, so my question is, and I've actually I think I have the answer, but I want to see what your system says. What is the statute of limitations for helping bury a body in Tennessee?
Yeah. Limitations. Unauthorized. I need to probably put unauthorized. Let's just see what. Let me just ask it just the way you asked it. What is the statute of limitations for burying a body in Tennessee? Let's see what it says.
Mm-hmm.
First degree, no. Covers premeditated, no. Time bar if it's premeditated, voluntary. So let's just read what it says here.
Okay.
It says voluntary manslaughter has to be intentional. So it would become abuse of a corpse. That looks like what it could be. They could be charged with, but there could be multiple charges on that if they bury a body. The abuse of a corpse, unfortunately, it's only 2 years.
That's right.
It's
exactly.
a Class C felony.
Right.
But that would be a 2-year, which I think is pretty ridiculous, but I kind of get because, we have a lot of people that do substances and they OD and nobody should be in, jail for the rest of their life because they, whatever. They can also be charged with tampering with evidence, which is another felony, and that's 2 to 4. And usually they try to stack those. So that might be the situation as well, as they're going to stack them. And then of course the accessory after the fact is another one, but it doesn't really say what it is on here, whether it's a misdemeanor or a felony or what the timing is on that. But those are the two main ones that I could see they could get them with, but it's only 2 years. So, they're not going to go
right.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a case in Tennessee, and you've probably heard of it, the Jennifer and Adriana Wicks from Springfield, Tennessee.
I may have
They've been
heard
missing
about it
for
back a while ago, but I don't recall it. What was it again? So I can refresh myself.
Jennifer and Adriana Wicks.
Mm-hmm.
And so they've been missing for 20 years. And the family finally got a confession. I mean, the family has known all along who had a hand in their disappearance. And it has, I think recently, within the year, there's been a confession.
Ooh.
But they can't arrest the boyfriend because the statute of limitations, because he supposedly just helped bury the bodies. They can't do anything to him.
Yeah, probably because with something that has 2 to 4 years, even though it's a felony, it's
Hmm.
still statute of
Hmm.
limitations. So I don't
I
know.
mean, that's just
I think that
wild.
they should have. Well, but this day and age, everything that they were doing back in the day. When were these girls found? What year?
They still have not been found. He still hasn't given them the correct
Uh,
location. Yeah,
so that's
uh-huh.
probably they're
Because
gonna hold out until they find them so they can charge them with the full kit and caboodle of the homicide because that's the only way they're gonna get them.
well, do y'all remember back in like July when they said that there was like a leg found in a creek and it was in Springfield,
Yeah.
Tennessee? That was the father, and he supposedly, the story goes, is he's the one who hurt the two girls. He, unalived those two girls per
I
the
heard that
boyfriend,
because
and
he
then
was
hmm
an S deviant. He was like a.
yes, yep.
I
And
remember
so,
hearing that, and I remember thinking, oh,
mhm.
it must have been vigilante justice.
So it's been 20 years, and this mom, I mean, she has never given up, and the sister have never given up on finding, I mean, to this day, they still don't stop. And they have filed their own civil um, lawsuit against the family. Um, but, you know, um, there's some laws in Tennessee that need to be changed with these cases.
Hmm. I agree.
Um, and I also think, and this is just my opinion, and you can ask this too in the system, I think the FBI has secretly, I think they have taken over. And of course, they're not going to tell us if they have, but there's just so many signs to me that they have. They're the only ones releasing statements, and Sumner County and TBI have just gone quiet.
Let's see. Well, it's telling me in here, no, the FBI hasn't secretly taken over the case. Sumner County Sheriff Office remains the lead agency with FBI and FTBI and FBI assisting. Sources, tips, video analysis, standard agency protocol for high profile missing childs, but not a takeover. FBI explicitly assists, not leads. Um, Sumner County lead. TBI is primary and FBI is just federal support, according to
I,
this.
I I think they have. I don't think we would ever know until there was an arrest.
Right.
But another good indicator would be who served that warrant a year ago would be a good indicator of probably who's in charge.
Oh, if you're talking about the warrant that picked up the phones that everybody said was the warrant for them to come to my court hearing, that was in April, I believe, April of
Uh-huh.
yeah, that was
Mhm.
Sumner County that because I remember because
Well, so,
I had to call my attorney because I was freaking out thinking that they were trying to throw me in jail again.
right, but it was sealed, right? Because Chris
It
says
was
that
not
he tried to
sealed.
get his
Mm-mm. It was not sealed because
the
they reported it over their audio because I was able to get it because one of our audience members sent it to me because we were monitoring everything at that point and we were monitoring all of the communications from the sheriff's department and we heard them called out to that house so they started
mhm.
recording and sending that to me. It was Mr. and
Yep.
Mrs. Car Guy that sent that to me. And they're like, "Oh, there's been something going on at this house." Like they were on it. Um,
So so what was so what happened that they had to get cameras taken out of the house a year later?
they got the cameras and the phones. You know what? I really believe it was just a warrant they were able to get. I think that everything else was voluntary. Whenever they gave the phones before, the reason why I think Chris and Katie got their phones back first, when
Mhm.
they had,
Mhm.
I think that it's because they voluntarily handed them over, and Chris probably went to because Chris is an asshole. He probably went to the sheriff's and said,
Right.
"Look, I need my phone back." Well, we're investigating. We need to take it. Well, I thought you guys were just going to take it and download it. I need it back. Like, well, then if
Right.
you need it any longer Like I can see Chris doing
But
that, and it probably
still,
took him until April to get that warrant.
yeah, something triggered that warrant for them to come back. And it wasn't just like, okay, we're going to come back to the house and just start taking some things. No, something triggered that for them to come back and take those things out of the house.
Mm. I
And
wonder if it was a
uh-huh.
double-edged sword for them to open up an investigation on me, because it opened law enforcement up to be able to investigate them in a with a different angle.
Oh, I've thought that all along. I thought, you know, Sumner County, they're all sitting back and saying, okay, this is the only way we're getting Katie Proudfoot to call the sheriff's office, period. She's not calling about Sebastian.
That is
She's
true.
calling because someone's in town hanging up flyers. Okay, we'll see what happens, because I can guarantee you, if there's ever a court case, that's going to be brought up. But you know how it is. They want this case so airtight that they want them to be able to plead.
Yeah.
They don't want to go through a trial.
That is true. I just know that Sumner County is not going to do anything until they find Sebastian. They're not moving on anything. They're not going to do anything without Sebastian. And I just fear at this point they didn't tail Chris enough at the beginning. And I think he was able to clean some stuff up. I mean, he disappeared for 24 hours. Period. He disappeared for 24 hours in a very critical part of this case.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I still think I just have my suspicions. I really think the FBI has taken lead, and they would never say it publicly, but they're just the only ones. I mean, think about any time that you guys have been outside of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, or Sumner County will make their vague statement of, we're still investigating, but FBI has done the one to update the FBI flyers and changing the date. So,
Yeah.
I just think that FBI is in charge of it, and because Chris is in Mississippi, and I'm telling you guys, in Tennessee, they do not issue Amber Alerts unless there's some sort of foul play.
Yeah,
Whether
that's
it's
what I was thinking. That's
criminal.
what I was thinking. Like there has to be, like, I looked at the rules for the Amber Alert, and there's nothing there that says, oh, because he's autistic he automatically goes to the top of the Amber Alert. Like there still has they still have a criteria they have to meet.
And it's not because of medication, because he wasn't on like a life-threatening, like diabetes medication. It's not because of that. It's they know that he was abducted, like he was taken. They know he was taken from the home.
Yeah, it wasn't a willing departure.
Right.
Yeah, that does make sense, because I saw that Whitley character out there and some footage at the beginning, and I dismissed it and didn't think of it. Either I didn't realize who it was at the time, or I just dismissed it realizing who it was. I can't recall, but it was the prosecutor, and I'm always accustomed to seeing prosecutors on the scene, but usually when I see the prosecutors on the scene, I'm dealing with a deceased individual, or a homicide investigation, and we were dealing with just a basic missing person, and I think it was like 2 or 3 days in. So there's no reason for the prosecutor to be involved at that stage, and so I just found that to be equally bizarre as well.
You're exactly right. And to add on to that, why would Nick Barish reported that investigators were updating Ray Whitley weekly, right?
Yep.
Why would he need to be updated weekly?
Well, I would think at that
If this is not,
stage, because now we're getting into, they had already scaled back the search and was going on to the investigative side. So at that point, once
mhm,
it crosses over, yeah, they would have to find out what the prosecutor needs to bring charges one way or another.
mhm,
So they'd have to be talking to
yep,
them about a criminal case, in my
yep,
opinion.
yep. I agree, and that's the only reason you would update them is to let them know where the investigation stands.
Yep.
So, okay, well, I'll let somebody else call in. Thank you
All
for taking my
right, girl
call.
mom. I'll tell your
Hmm.
husband I said hi, and we'll chat soon.
I sure will.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
all right, bye.
Guys, before I turn the phones back on, I really want Samantha to be able to call in. Excuse me. She's been trying to call in for a little bit, so if you guys can all hold your calls. Delilah, no. No. Quit begging. If you guys can all hold your calls to allow Samantha a few moments just to try to call in, I'd greatly appreciate it. The phones are back on. So, Samantha, if you'd like to try to call in, please call in. Now is probably going to be the only opportunity you're going to have to call in to speak with me. So, lots of great questions, by the way, but nothing that pertains to the 6 interviews. All of them, my parameters had to go outside of the system to get. So, but there were still great questions, and maybe we'll be able to answer them when I plug some more information in. I don't know. I'm still building all of this and stuff like that. I wish they would allow me to get one big file. Betty, can you turn up your volume? Am my volume back down again? It shouldn't be. It should be all the way up. Can you not hear me? Do I need a screen? Maybe my maybe I got it too far away from the microphone? Hopefully this is her. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from? Oh, they just went away. Whoever that was, you just went away. I was just about to answer it. Betty, can you turn your volume up? Okay, we got that. Maybe hopefully this. You're too far away. Yes, thank you. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right, there you are. Okay. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from? Hello? Can you turn me down?
Hello?
Hi. This is Betty. Who's
Hi,
this?
Betty. This is Samantha. I'm from Texas.
Oh, hey, Samantha. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing well. I called your show before one time.
I remember.
Okay, there was one more thing that I didn't get the chance to say because I didn't have the courage. I just wanted to say that, a while back, I'm not sure if it was 2016, 2017, but most likely I think it was 2017. I met Seth Rogers in a convenience store between Hillcroft and Windswept in Southwest Houston. And I just wanted to say that I remember, sorry, it's because I'm a little bit nervous. This case is kind of like a puzzle because, like, when they were talking about, like, Sebastian, that Chris was teaching Sebastian in that machine, the escalator, and everything just added all together. And when I was in the convenience store, I remember this man walk in the store. I was kind of a little bit in a rush because I have 2 kids with autism. And I needed to go to like a IEP, RED meeting. And so I rushed to the store right here where I live across. And I remember this man came in and he was like, who does this 4Runner Toyota belongs to? I don't remember much, but I do remember he came in and he was correcting me because I didn't park correctly, and it's true I didn't. So I understand. And as we're talking, he was telling me, I'm sorry, I have to say it because it's been so long. and hopefully he remembers me. He was telling me about his son, that he had a son named Sebastian, and he had autism. And then he was telling me about his stepfather, that he was teaching him in a machine how to use a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he was telling me that because I didn't park correctly. But it's okay, you know. Sometimes people need to correct other people, and it's understandable. But the way he spoke about his son, Betty, very highly, he really, truly loved his son. He sounded like he was very happy that he was a father. Like, I have never heard the father of my children, or my own father, or any father out there, sound so proud to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty shocked, and because I'm just a stranger, you know, but he sounded like he had so much confidence and self-esteem compared right now that his son is missing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he was talking very highly about his son. Like, he was proud to be a father. Like, he truly, truly loved his son.
Yeah, that's definitely how I feel. He acts, and he's always been.
It would be
every
nice
time.
if maybe he could be in the chat. I'm not sure if he remembers me, but
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure all of this is really hard for him. You know, the longer stuff goes on, you know, he's got to be, I mean, every day he's got to be fearful, you know, is this going to be the day
yeah.
he finds out good news or bad news or no news at all and just still in silence, you know? It's got to be horrible.
And when he was talking to me, he was very respectful.
Mhm.
He did ask my age, and he did say I look really young, but he was very respectful. He acted very normal. I didn't saw anything strange about him, anything. Just a regular person. He looked like he was really happy. But afterward, he was talking to me about his son, Sebastian. I was shocked because I love that name, Sebastian. I actually wanted to name my son Sebastian.
What
So I was
made you
like
remember this?
a little bit jealous.
Yeah, what
Huh?
made you remember about this interaction
I've
that
been
happened?
knowing I've been knowing all this. I've been knowing all this for a long time, but because I remember when I saw Seth Rogers' face, and I told my husband, I told him, oh my God, I recognize his face. I seen this man before. I met him in person before, and
And he does have
I
ties
I
to Texas. I mean,
I
was that where you were when you saw him?
no. Let me explain the rest.
Mm.
So when we're done, when he was done talking about Sebastian, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, Betty. He sounded like Sebastian meant everything to him, like everything, like
Mm-hmm.
nothing else mattered in the world but him.
That's the way he sounds even to this day. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then suddenly, when he was telling me about that machine that CP was teaching Sebastian, I remember seeing that picture before in one of the channels, and I was like, oh my God, this is the man that I met at the store in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shocked. I was so shocked because I felt like
You were connected somehow?
I felt like, was I supposed to be in his life for a reason, to save him,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, for Sebastian, or just enter his life some way, because I just feel like everything just connected, even with my dream and everything, but it's just really, really sad.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were done talking, he went back to the conversation about why didn't I park correctly. But I didn't judge him or anything. I just listened to him, you know,
And
because
actually, that kind of sounds
it's
like Seth, because I remember I was speeding in the car and he reminded me I was speeding in the speed limit.
Betty, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I didn't park correctly. It was like all crooked, but I was in a rush for a meeting.
Uh,
So So he had every right, and it's okay sometimes to get corrections by even strangers. You might learn something off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, about the parking thing, remember, he already had told me Sebastian had autism. And then that picture about him, and I told Sid, do you trust the stepfather with your son? He said, yeah, they're okay. Right now, that moment they were with Katie and Chris. And I told him, are you okay leaving your son? And he said that he was okay, that they're okay, that he trusted them, and they were cool for him at that moment, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to get to know a person, Betty. It can take years,
Mm-hmm.
or two people can have two personalities,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as two lives. And it can take years. You could be married to somebody for 40 years, and 40 years pass by, and then you got to know the person. So
you're talking about the heartbreak queen right here. I get it. I get. Sir
Rogers was the type of guy that he truly had a very positive mind, and he truly trusts these people with his son.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will tell you, Betty, he was very respectful. Very respectful. And I look really young. I mentioned before in your channel I look 20. But to be honest, I look way younger than that.
Yeah, well,
way younger.
You have that the young voice too.
Yeah. At that moment when I met him, I was barely like in my, I think like my 30-something, 33, 34, somewhere around there. Because I'm not too sure if it was 2016 or 2017, but like I said, it could have been 2017, more likely. But he respected me, Betty. I'm not sure what all these other people are saying that,
it's rumors.
That
it's
he flirts.
Yeah, it's
or,
just rumors.
I think the thing that everybody has a different mindset. Like mine, I don't think like that. I could tell when someone is flirting, but I don't see it that way, and I didn't see that with him. He was respecting me. He just sounded like very happy. Like I said, very happy. He's like, the only thing that mattered to him was him and Sebastian. That's it. And all these people that are saying all these things about him, you know, I think everybody thinks differently, but I think very positively.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not think like that. But I could tell, but he was not like that. And then after the correcting of the truck, I mean, yes, I did ask him if he was okay with his son, and because I thought it was strange, the stepfather teaching him how to use that mini escalator or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have two kids with autism, and I had barely found out, Betty, that my babies had autism. And
when did you find out that they had autism? At what age?
Like in the end of the year of 2015.
Oh, okay.
But I was pretty. It took me so long to realize about the low and the high functioning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my son looks like Sebastian. He loves the same color. He loves animals, and sometimes when he does get mad, he growls. But I give him his little space, and he calms down and everything. And I have two kids with low functioning, Betty, and I'm gonna tell you one thing: it's not hard as some people think it is. Have patience. Be positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, and that will guide you.
Is Chris doesn't have patience. I mean, that's always been the problem. Is Chris has just been a nasty, individual. He's not a very nurturing parental type of man.
The first time I saw him, I could pick up his energy. I could tell that he's a narcissistic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not here to like bash anybody, because
Right.
I never live in their life. I don't know their life. But one thing I will say, that Seth loved his son.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will never forget the way he looked at me. He smiled when he was talking about his son, Betty.
Mm-hmm.
He loved his son more than anything. And he had so much confidence and self-esteem. When people are over here saying that he's still missing Katie, no, he has every right to talk about her at this point, or be mad, or feel a certain way. He had a child with her. Where is my son?
Yeah, where is the mom? I mean, he would.
Yeah.
I would. At the end of the day,
she was the last one with a child. If the child went missing under her roof, then they are responsible towards what happened to the child.
Yep.
But the way I see it, he looked really happy, very proud to be a father. And after we were done about talking about, I thought it was strange for the stepfather to be teaching him that, because my son is 1 year younger than Sebastian at that moment when I saw Sir Rogers. I think Sebastian was 8 when I saw Sir Rogers at the convenience store, because I remember when we stopped talking about that machine. I thought it wasn't okay with me for the stepfather to be teaching a small child that, but it is what it is. And then when I was barely gonna walk out, because I had to pay my items and stuff, I did hear Sir Rogers telling the cashier, what was the name of this street? Windswept. It is strange. And then I did heard when Sir Rogers the man asked Sir Rogers, where are you from and where are you going? And I remember Sir Rogers saying that he was from California and he worked in the jail and he was just passing by to go visit his parents. When I walked out, there was an SUV, a Suburban or something, like old school. And for some reason, I looked out to the vehicle, right? Because I didn't see that vehicle before I walked in. So I had a feeling that it belonged to him. And in the top of the vehicle it was brown, and then the bottom was black. It's like half, but it was like a SUV or something, like old school. And I didn't see nobody in the vehicle with him. I don't know why I even bothered to look.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But that time was the school year, so Sebastian had to be in school, But he was telling the cashier man that he was just passing by to go visit his parents. And that's when I got in my vehicle and I left because, I had a meeting coming up. So, yes. So I just wanted to say that I just feel like, I had to say it for Sir Rogers and for Sebastian.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad case. There's definitely a sad case. I wish we would have been able to bring him back and know what happened to him and solve the case. I'm hoping that they find him happy and healthy, but it's been 2 years and there hasn't been sight or sound from him, So it's just...
And I think that time they were still all living in California.
Yeah. During that time, because that was when Chris was filing for divorce from Nina and Katie was filing for divorce from Seth. So, that was right in that time, that window of time.
And that time they must have been already living together, Katie and Chris, I think. Because when I asked Seth Rogers, do you trust this man with your son? I picked up a bad feeling. I don't know why.
Right.
But he said that they were okay with him. But, sometimes, like I said,
I don't think he knew any of this.
I don't think he even observed it that way or thought about it that way because, when I met him, he that I know of, he seems very positive, even when I met him in person. And he looked like a very happy person. So when you're very happy, you don't realize certain things, that are negative. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well,
I just
Samantha,
wanted to say.
go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say something. So I could just let it rest. I've been wanting to say it for so long that it's just I struggle with social anxiety, and the dream about the truck, about Sebastian being there, and then my parents taking turns. I don't know, Betty. Do you think he's still alive?
My personal opinion on it is no, he's not. Just from my experience, it just doesn't seem like it's very plausible at this point. There's for us to believe he's alive, we have to assume a great deal. We have to assume that he's in a facility. We have to assume that he's we have to assume a great deal. And it just doesn't match what we know. It's just trying to explain how this stuff would go on without nobody knowing where he is. I mean, everything costs money. They can't just put him somewhere without money, and it just, that's the big problem I have. And even if there was a program that he could have gone into that would use Medicaid or Medicare type of payments, they would still need to be using his name, his date of birth, and his social security number to get those services for free. So no matter how you look at this, there's nothing indicating that he has been seen or heard from, or anybody has had him since the last time he was with his mom. Unfortunately, from where I'm standing now, that's just my opinion, and it means absolutely nothing, but it's just my experience is that when a child's missing this long, the chances of bringing them home this day and age is very slim to none.
Do you ever wonder if that boy in North Carolina, I know we all have twins, but do you ever wonder if maybe that could have been Sebastian, and maybe Katie gave pictures of Sebastian that Seth Rogers never saw to another person that's taking care of Sebastian?
The reason why with the North Carolina one is because the law enforcement had the kid. I mean, they went and spoke to the lady, saw the kid. The kid, when we had a picture of the kid, not from an angle, but from a, you could tell it was a different child, but looked very similar to Sebastian. But she actually produced that child for law enforcement. So I don't think that out of all the sightings, that would be like, there was a bunch of sightings like on the day he went missing, but those were all cleared. This was a major sighting, and they did not stop until they found the lady. The lady came forward and produced her son. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So I know for 100% fact that there's no possibility that North Carolina sighting is Sebastian. I know that for a fact, 100%. And I even spoke to the lady myself. I can't remember if I spoke to her on the phone or through message, because she reached out to me to take her son's photo off my channel. And I can't remember what she did. She asked me not to use it anymore, I think is really what it was. And I told her I wouldn't. And
I just don't understand about this case. It was just one child. And, he was high functioning, but it was just one child. I mean, Betty, when my parents took turns hiding me and my 7 siblings, it was 7 children. And we still had a good life, but, sometimes the parents are not going to get along. And, when you look at it, they all shoot for the children,
Yeah, well, Katie is not a normal parent, though. She's got her own childhood trauma that has obviously gone unchecked, because she's not on, according to her, she's not on any medication for sleeping. She's not on any medication for mood or behavior or anything like that. And what she went through would almost ensure that she would be on some type of medication for a mood stabilizer of some sort. We also have the violence that Seth has indicated. Now, granted, we weren't there. We have no evidence of it. We just have, Seth saying that he woke up in the middle of the night with Katie beating the crap out of him. We always think, what happened to Sebastian? Did that happen to Sebastian? We don't know. We just know that mom was the first one. We know now that mom was the first one that was using past tense when referring to her son. And mom was the one that was withholding critical information about that morning for almost 3 weeks. She told everybody she woke up, he wasn't in his room. She called her husband, and her husband immediately called law enforcement. That's what was told to us for weeks. And then all of a sudden, little by slow, their story started unraveling. And now she's leaving the house, driving around the neighborhood, going up to the school. Why does she want to omit that? She wanted to omit that information for a reason. Why? So that's kind of where I'm at.
And it's very difficult to solve this case. I'm actually glad because I'm not feeling anxiety right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really difficult to solve this case. One thing, they have a garage. Another thing, the trailer, and then did he come home? Did he not? Did they took him in the middle of the night, or did she gave him to somebody in the morning?
Right.
It's just overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to let you go because we're already rolling past 8:30, and I wanted to kind of be off here at 8:30. So.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say what I said, Betty, because
I appreciate it.
It's good for everyone to know that Sid, it's a normal person, and he did love his son.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you
so much.
Thank
you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that was Samantha. We're not opening up the phones anymore. I have been on here. I like this. I like this. We're going to continue to plug in more interviews. We had to set parameters outside of the system to answer some of y'all's questions, but I still thought it was fun. And I definitely wouldn't mind doing that again. So if you guys liked it, let me know. Send me an email, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. If you have some other questions that you maybe couldn't get through to our phone lines, or you didn't want to call, you can always email me your request. I'll plug them into the system. If you have a perspective, I'm happy to discuss it related to the Sebastian Rogers case. He has not been found. We are trying to regenerate and rejuvenate this case because we still have a young man that has not been found, and we're coming up on a 2-year milestone, which is very, very, very sad. So we want to find him. I'd love for nothing than him to come home and to be safe and sound. That's what we're shooting for, right? But we also have to be realistic. We're coming up on 2 years. Nobody has seen this child since... No third party has seen this child, except for the people at the Texas Roadhouse before he disappeared. Those were the only third parties. That's it. There's nothing more. So we have no sighting of him at all after the 25th from a third party. We only have Katie's word, and actually not even her, because she went to bed at midnight. Right? So nobody has seen this child since the 25th. Nobody, not even Katie. So something happened, and we need to get to the bottom of it, and I don't see how this child walked away in the middle of the night, being a high-functioning autistic child. It just doesn't make sense. The only person that left that house was Katie Proudfoot the next morning, and let's not forget, she omitted that detail for almost 3 weeks. She omitted that detail for almost 3 weeks. We need to ask ourselves, why would anybody omit that detail? Actually, let's put it out there. Why would anybody omit that detail? Send it to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. And I wanted to remind you guys, last week, we were supposed to, I was giving away a free shirt to anybody that could tell me what great thing a liberal has done, and nobody sent me anything. No accomplishments. I was giving away a free Bullhorn Betty shirt if somebody could send me just a verifiable accomplishment that liberals have provided to this country. And I threw that out. We had quite a few people in here, and I know I did it to piss people off, because I like to piss people off every now and again. Not surprising, right? And I put that out there. I figured, even the haters would want to tell me what a liberal did that was good so they could get a free shirt and burn it, right? I was thinking I was going to have to be giving a free shirt away for somebody to burn. Wouldn't you know? Not one email. Not one email, folks. Not one. Not even from an FU, like, you Islamophobic biatch. You know, I was expecting something, right? I was expecting something, right? You racist biatch, right? I was expecting something, right? Nothing. 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 Not one thing could one person send me to tell me what one liberal accomplishment. Not one. I am truly convinced the Democrat Party hate the liberals as well. I am absolutely 100% convinced. I am truly convinced. I think everybody hates liberals. I think everybody hates liberals at this point. I think I'm going to send you guys to take a political test, just so you guys know for yourself. I don't need to know about it. I don't need to know about it. I don't need to know about it. I have to think that you guys probably don't think you're what you are, but, you know, I think some of you guys are more libertarian versus liberal. What does this say? Oh no! Okay, I forgot about that. I don't think I ended up doing it either. Damn. Gotta put the cabinets together? Really? Why are you guys buying cabinets from IKEA? If it doesn't, I wanted to pull it out of the box, stick it up on the wall, and zit, 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 zit. I ain't trying to say, okay, item 1 goes with nut C and screw 2, 3, 4. Okay? No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, guys, that is the end of this show. Thank you guys for all being here. Oh my gosh, we got almost half. That's great. Oh, oh, wow. Sending me the whole kit and caboodle there. That's a lot of freaking cabinets, dude. Nice. I like them. Oh, is that your daughter? I love it. I love it. I love it. No IKEA in Omaha. Well, I think in Omaha they actually make the furniture out of wood. I'm just saying. We're from Florida, okay? We get IKEA and press board. I'm just letting you know, okay? We're from Florida. Oh, good gracious. Oh, good gracious. All right, guys, I just want to thank you all for being here. Before we go out, I want to just thank everybody that came in and contributed to tonight's show. We had quite a few. Melanie, thank you so much. She says, good evening. Betty and Delilah, I hope everyone is doing well. Sending love to you all, to all of you. BHB, you are amazing. Thank you. So are you. Look who we got. It is Eric, the Book of E. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't like that one. That sounds like it's trouble. Where's my drama? Well, that's about as good as you're gonna get, okay? Became the newest member of this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straight jacket and your bratted room because this ain't no...
It's all fake news.
No, it's not.
It's phony stuff.
No, it's not.
It didn't happen.
No, it did.
The news is fake.
Only CNN. Bullhorn Betty's all right.
That was false and fake and never happened.
Damn it, Donald! Veronica, thank you so much. Love it, love it, love it. And Carrie Reiner, thank you. Because your passion and hard work, plus I love your sass. Love you. Love everyone here. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Mike. He says Happy New Year. Can you just give me a minute, please? Good gracious. Happy New Year, Betty. I appreciate that. Dee, thank you so much for the, why can't I remember? What the hell are those things called? Hippopotamus. Oh my gosh. I think I'm getting there, folks. Oh my gosh. That was how the hell do I forget hippopotamus? Good gracious. Tori says, Happy New Year, 16 months. Thank you. Thank you so much for your love and support, Tori. Outer Banks gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships to all the beautiful people that became members of the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Welcome. It is a crazy ride, and welcome to the Insane Asylum. I would say grab your straitjackets and padded room, but I think I already sent them out a little earlier for you. So you guys should already be wearing them. And then, of course, we got to hear from Samantha. Thank you so much, Samantha, for calling in. I know that you're always so nervous, but you do so well. You do so well. So thank you for calling in. And for all the people that took their time out of this evening to call in and play with this system, I thought it was very interesting. It produced different statements than I thought it would, and you guys asked a lot of great questions. So if there's still other questions you guys want to ask it, but you were too shy, don't forget, you can always send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. That's bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Rock it out with your coffee beans out, and we will see you first thing in the morning. It will be early. It's Saturday. It's Delilah's play date. It's the only time you get to see me on Saturday, so you be there or be square. God bless you.